What's going on, business building warriors? In today's YouTube video, I'm talking about the 2 changes that I made to my $20,000 a month coaching business that took it to 100 grand a month in the span of less than a year back in about 2021. And I still have these changes in my business today, enabling us to do multiple 7 figures a year in total sales across my companies. Let's get into it. This is gonna be a super valuable video. First of all, here's who this video is not for. This is not for people who don't already have an established offer or know how to sell it, or don't have any client results, or like no momentum with their business already. You have to have an offer that works. You have to have gotten clients results with it. You have to be an expert with it, all that good stuff, right? That's really important. The other one is people who, and this is probably kind of a cliche, but people who aren't interested in actually getting clients great results and don't care about their clients and just want to make money. I think you need to want to make money and want to serve your clients kind of on the same level. And if you can get them on the same level and you really care and you have a great process and clients succeed, then this will really work. Okay, so let's get right into things. And you'll learn in a moment why, getting your clients great results and actually helping them succeed is not just like an ethical thing, but it's a part of the whole system here that I'm going to kind of unveil for you. So these are the 2 changes, okay? So change 1 and change 2. And I'm going to dive into each of these and kind of explain them as we go along. And both of these changes, by the way, are based on utilizing leverage, okay? So this is not just, technical changes or a change to my sales pitch or anything like that. It's all about leverage. And leverage is getting more out for what you put in. So, it's all about building a system where when you put a little bit in, you get a lot out. And these are little changes that if you can make them effective over the next 12 months, can help you go from 10, 20, 30 grand a month to 6 figures or multiple 6 figures a month in total volume in your online service-based coaching or consulting business. It's all about leverage at the end of the day. You don't get paid for how hard you work. You don't get paid for necessarily, how badly you want it. You get paid for the value you add to your clients and the leverage you use to deliver the value. So both of these changes are about leverage. And I really came to these conclusions back in the day when I was doing 10, 20, 30 grand a month by studying, Warren Buffett. He has all kinds of amazing quotes. I would highly recommend. There's multiple different biographies out there about Warren Buffett, his life, how he thinks about leverage, how he thinks about time. It's so critical that you think about time and money the right way in order for this to work. So change number 1 is I went from a 1-to-1 ratio marketing system to a 1 to unlimited ratio marketing system. And I'm going to talk about what I mean by this. Instead of send this many messages, get this many responses, or, run this much in ads and get this much back, that sort of a marketing system, I changed my marketing system to what I call the content flywheel funnel, where, for every dollar in ads I run, it actually compounds and compounds and compounds. And I'll talk about how we get a compounded effect to our marketing here in a second. I'm going to talk about the second change as well. And I'm going to dive into both of these in this video, so stick around. The second change is leveraged delivery. Now, what is leveraged delivery? Well, it's delivery of your programs that requires no additional time on your part whenever you sign a client, okay? And doesn't require the additional time of any humans when you sign a client. And so it's really important that you create a business model and you build into your business model a way of delivering the outcome that you promise without requiring human capital, or at least as little human capital as possible, okay? And without sacrificing client satisfaction, which can be kind of tough to do, but if you do it right, man, is this like the biggest lever you can pull. So let's talk about how I executed on each of these. First, I'm going to talk about this one right here. I'm going to talk about leveraged marketing and how I went from a 1-to-1 ratio in my marketing to a 1 to unlimited ratio in my marketing. So I totally busted the ceiling of the potential clients I could earn with my marketing. And I'm going to talk about leveraged delivery, how I went from being able to manage about 15, 20 clients at a time to, again, busting that ceiling and going to literally unlimited amounts of clients so long as I have a system to actually acquire them. Okay, let's get into it. It's going to be a super valuable piece of training. So let's start with, like I said, the leveraged marketing system, and I'm going to kind of spend this space up here explaining it. A lot of people who are teaching you how to market and sell both agency services, online services, coaching, consulting, what they're teaching you are systems where you put a certain amount in and you get an equal proportion out for what you put in. So let's say you put in a certain amount of ad spend, that goes through your process and you get a certain amount of yield on the back. Or let's say you send a certain amount of cold DMs, again, you set those and you get a certain amount of sales on the back. These sorts of systems, right, where there's a ratio, there's a very direct linked ratio between what you put in and, what you get out. And, these systems are sexy in theory. They sound good in theory. For example, a VSL funnel or a webinar funnel or any sort of like a paid advertising funnel or like a cold outbound funnel or anything like this. These things, they're not a bad place to start. And it's kind of where I got my start, but I wish I wouldn't have started there, because the more time I've spent on this sort of advanced form of marketing, a more leveraged form of marketing, the better my business has gotten. So today I use what's been called the content flywheel funnel. And what this looks like is I still have a 1-to-1 ratio marketing system going right now. So right now we run ads to a VSL funnel, and we run ads to low ticket offers. And what we're trying to do with this, honestly, is we're just trying to break even and get attention. That's all we're trying to do. We're not trying to make money here. We're just trying to break even and get attention. Because if you can get free attention and then you nurture that attention with valuable content, then you can literally, that's the secret right there. You can go as far as you want to go. So, this right here is kind of the big idea, right? So we take people from an ad place where so the big idea is really being able to control the top of funnel predictably, control the amount of attention that we get, and not rely solely on the organic algorithms on platforms like YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever, because sometimes those algorithms don't actually get you the people that you want to do business with, right? You're just getting growth. And so we want to control and really control the context of who finds our stuff so that we get the right people involved. This is where ads really come into play. You can really control who sees it and who gets started with you. And so what we'll do is we'll just break even on our ads. So for example, $1,000 into $1,000, right? Spend $1,000 on ads, we earn $1,000 total profit after team expenses and ad cost, obviously. And so we're literally just breaking it. So our goal right now is to, if we can make money, great. And we've made money, but just my intention isn't to make money. If I make money on the front end, that's awesome. And I'm happy with that. But that's not really the goal. The goal is to get all this attention, right? And not lose money getting it. If I can turn $1 into $3 here, which I can do pretty predictably, but it's not necessarily worth the work of quickly nurturing those new relationships and having to build trust and kind of strong arm sales and stuff like that. I'd rather just turn $1 into $1 and get a bunch of attention. And then what we do is tangibly, all these buyers or leads, we just send them emails, and these people come and they nurture actually here on this YouTube channel. So this YouTube channel right here is the asset, the nurturing asset that creates ridiculous laydown deals for our company. And you can see how this is way more scaled, because all I have to do is make some YouTube videos that I'm passionate about. I love marketing, I love sales, I love client acquisition, I love business. And so I get to just talk about something that's really exciting to me. And in the description, there's information on how people can get our help. And like 1 to 3% of our viewers will ever take us up on it, but that's more than enough for us to, off the back of this, do multiple 7 figures a year, pure profit in sales and deals with clients that we love working with. And you can see how that scales way beyond my time and energy, and it has it's not a 1-to-1 ratio, it's a 1 to unlimited ratio, because that audience can compound and can compound and can compound and build and build and build. And we can take all the money we earned here, float it back into the back, and create kind of a compound effect of, basically unlimited growth as far as we want to go. And, that's built into the model. It's literally like an investment vehicle. It's like a 10x return yield investment vehicle for my money, as opposed to like real estate or crypto or Bitcoin or whatever. Like, I literally can turn $1 into 10 predictably and get clients I love working with and spend next to none of my time creating those relationships with those clients, because they just nurture and they come to us when they're ready. And this is how I changed the whole paradigm. This is the content flywheel funnel. The reason it's called a flywheel is because of this right here, this feedback loop. A flywheel is a system that builds and stores momentum for future utilization. And, it's actually a piece of engineering equipment where it's a rudder that like spins like this, and it stores momentum. And whenever you want to capitalize on that momentum, you can make an offer, or you can run a promotion and make as much money as you want. Like for this audience right here, let's say I launched a $20,000 in-person 7-figure mastermind, right? And I just pushed it. I could probably bring in like 200, 300 grand in a week and just, rock that. Or I could launch a done for you offer. It's like 10 grand a month or 5 grand a month. And we set up a certain thing for you. Like, anytime I can take this audience and convert it by making an offer, and I already have their trust, their no and their like, trust. So I have these things at scale. Okay, so let's talk about this other component of things. That's kind of moving from a 1-to-1 ratio to a 1 to unlimited ratio marketing process. That's that system. Now let's talk about leveraged delivery and kind of how to actually get more for your time, so that it's not like every client you sign, you have to spend more time or more energy delivering for them. So back when I was doing about 20 grand a month, I had a $3,000 one-on-one offer. I think it was actually a $2,000 one-on-one offer. So $2K one-on-one offer. Okay. And this is actually back when I was doing wedding photography consulting. So for wedding photographers to grow their business, I'd help them, with Facebook organic marketing, all this stuff. And it was pretty cool. It was a lot of fun. And if I knew then what I know now about, scaling online service-based coaching consulting businesses, I very well could have gotten this to a 7-figure level, but I was just experimental at the time and just kind of moved on from it without really thinking about it. But that was kind of what I did at the time. And you contrast this one-on-one thing where with every client that I sign equals more time I have to spend delivering for them. That's supposed to be a clock there. More time I have to spend delivering for them. That means the cap on this model is my time. My time is the cap. And this is most businesses, most coaching, consulting, service-based businesses. The cap on your business right now is either your time or somebody on your team's time. So how do you create that same value without spending your time? Well, instead of your time being the primary source of value, you transition, and this is the 6-figure a month transition. You transition from your time being the main source of value to the community that they get involved with being the main source of value, the program that you've built, the course material being the main source of the value, and then, group meetings or one-on-ones with other people who are at their level, or maybe a coach that does optional one-on-ones. But again, that is a new time constraint, and we have that. But our time constraint right now, I'd say we're capped at like 400 grand a month in sales, but I could bring in new coaches if I wanted to. So that's what you sell. So you stop selling your time and you start to say, okay, what does my client actually want? Well, they want an outcome. Right? People don't buy the program, they buy the outcome of the program. People don't buy the service or the coaching, they buy the outcome of the service or the coaching. And so the reason why people usually default to giving their time is because usually my time spent with you is an easy way to ensure that somebody will get the outcome. Like, I'm gonna spend 10 hours with you or 8 hours with you or whatever, and it'll be like, that's gonna get you the outcome, right? And it gives that prospect in that moment on a sales call or a webinar or whatever you're doing to promote your thing, like, okay, I'm gonna get this time, that's gonna help me reach the outcome. Well, reality is your time is not actually always an equal value to, or your time spent is not always an equal value to the likelihood of the outcome being delivered. And this is just something that, it's kind of like a backup plan. It's like, oh, I'll spend time with you. I'm going to give you my time, give you my energy. That's not always going to help them reach the outcome. They need more than your time. And frankly, your time isn't always what they need. The community that they get plugged into of other people who are making the same commitment that they're on, who are all going through the same program and who are all meeting in a group setting, oftentimes this creates a better outcome. Better, not subpar, not, as good, but often better of an outcome than your one-on-one time can create. Also because your one-on-one time, there is not just a time ceiling to this, but there's an energy ceiling too. You can't really keep doing this for forever, right? Like, your energy is precious. And if you keep spending it, time for money, this is just like basically a sexy job. That's all it is. It's like a well-paying job. That's all it is. It doesn't actually scale. And so if you're doing time for money right now, at the end of the day, you're not building wealth. You don't have a model that actually builds wealth for you. You have a model that is capping you at a new income level. And so you have to learn how to sell community. You have to learn how to sell a program, stuff that's been made outside of your time, independent of your time, and a group and some optional one-on-one. And you'll find that this actually gets some better results if you cultivate the community properly, you run the program material well, and you build it out thoughtfully. This can lead to a better client experience than your one-on-one time. And this will actually allow you to sell your one-on-one time at a much, much higher rate on the back, which is, what we do, and that like doubles our whole company. Okay, so these are the two things that I did that took me from, 20 grand a month to that 6-figure a month level for the first time back in 2022. It's really that simple. It's changing two major levers in my business, the way that I thought about client acquisition and the way that I thought about delivering the outcome that I promised my clients. If any of this was valuable to you, highly encourage you to check out the links in the description. You can learn more about how we help people set up the content flywheel funnel and how we help people, scale the delivery of their offers so they can reach, 20, 50, 100, even 200 grand a month. We've got clients right now that do 250 to 300 grand a month. You can find those interviews on this channel, and this is the same stuff that I taught them. Okay, so I hope that this has been a valuable video for you. Definitely check the resources in the description. You can download a free behind the scenes look at a client of ours. So we got to 6 figures a month with this exact model. It's an hour-and-a-half long breakdown. That link's in the description. You can also just reserve a call right onto our company calendar. It'll either be with myself or a member of my team, a right hand in my business who I meet with every single day, and we only sign up clients that we absolutely know are going to succeed with the system. Definitely check out the links in the description and get moving on that, because right now, if this feels like a better model at all, then man, take action while the feeling is hot, and let's just get to work on doing this, because in my opinion, there's no better time than right now to be investing into this long-term audience. A lot of marketing consultants are getting you to do these really sexy things that are very short term. But if you can build a predictable inflow of attention and build amazing relationships with that attention, get them nurtured and ready to buy something in the future from you, man, it just totally changes the game. And it's why our company continues to do well year after year after years, because I've mastered getting new attention and nurturing that attention so that we create high paying customer relationships, like, on autopilot, on repeat, with predictability. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. And whether you get our help or not, take these two changes and run with them. You know, do scalable marketing stuff. Don't rely on one-to-one ratio marketing things. Do things that scale beyond the inputs that you're giving them and can create compounded growth over time. And then, you know, focus on leveraged delivery. Deliver something that can scale beyond your time, because you don't want to create time or energy caps on your business. That's where coaches, consultants, agency owners, they burn out. They don't stand the test of time, and they're not building businesses that really serve them and build the life that they want to build. They're building businesses that require massive personal sacrifice, an intense level of commitment. And for me personally, with a kid, a wife, you know, all these other things going on in my life, like, I don't want to have to be a slave of my business. I want my business to serve me and my business to be my slave, so that I run it and I'm in charge, and it yields as much as I want it to yield every month, and I'm the pilot. And that's what I want for you as well. And if that sounds interesting, like I said, links are in the description. You can learn more about getting our help. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.